So we have our track mastered and ready for release. Let's first create cover art for it. For that I use Canva, which is a free graphic design tool that works in your browser. You have to create an account here in order to get started. There's also a paid tier that unlocks more templates and source material for you, but you can still make nice looking cover art with free account. Select Create Design and in here type album cover. Here we can find some templates which you can use and easily modify to your liking. At this point you should also have a name for your track. I've decided to name my track to Melting. That's because snow is starting to melt around here where I live and I'm really waiting for spring already. So now I can select Elements and type in Melting and see what I can find. I'm gonna choose Graphics in here. I think this drawing of melting ice is really cool, so I'm gonna use that. I will just change the background color. Then I will resize it a little bit and center it. Then I will add track title. I will choose this text and add heading. I will also change the font color and try to find cool font. And center these two. I'll actually try different background color for this. I'm gonna go with this one. Now you can just press share and in here you can download it. Select PNG and download. Next I will upload my track to Soundcloud. Releasing in Soundcloud is free, easy and fast, so there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't do it. Choose upload from up here and choose your track. Now Soundcloud supports WAV files, so be sure to select your WAV. After upload, you can fill in track information and upload cover. In here you should pay attention to your tags, because that's how people will find your track. I will put Lofi as my main genre. Then as for these additional tags, I will use chill hop, jazz hop, beat, beats, and maybe instrumental hip hop. If you want to publish your track right away, select public here. I'll leave this to private for now, because I want to publish this at the same time with my Spotify release. Then you hit save, and if your track is private, you can still listen to it and see it in your tracks. Then let's move on to DistroKid. This is a paid service, but it's really worth the money considering how much it can do for you. DistroKid releases your track to multiple platforms and collects money for you. You just pay a fixed amount per year and that's it, and you can keep all your earnings. There are a couple of different tiers. I'm using this middle tier because I have 2 different artist profiles. Also in this lowest tier you cannot choose custom release day, but it's still a great place to get started. You can also upgrade your tier anytime. So once you have DistroKid service, you can go to Upload tab and choose Upload Music. Here you can see a list of all the places where your track will be released. Most important ones are probably Spotify and Apple Music. I typically just leave these to default, except I will take this YouTube Music off. Otherwise your track will be released in YouTube automatically and I don't want that. I'd rather create YouTube release manually. Rest of this stuff is just basic information. One thing worth mentioning is this release date. I will typically choose Friday because that's sort of a thing in Spotify. It might also take a couple of days for DistroKid to actually process and release your track. So if you choose a custom release day, you should take that into account. It's Friday right now, so I will choose next week's Friday for my release date. And that would be 17th of February. I'll just leave this time to default. Then we can upload cover. And as for the genre, I typically just used hip-hop/rap. My song title is Melting. And then we can choose our audio file. use wave here as well. Then you can put your real name here. I don't have any lyrics, so explicit lyrics is no. And I will make this song instrumental. There are some extra options here, but I don't really use any of these. Lastly, you just have to check all these boxes and we are done. Now we can see this release under My Music tab. Finally, let's create Content ID for that. With Content ID, you can actually monetize your track in YouTube even if your channel is not monetized. And if someone else uploads your track that has Content ID, part of ad revenue is directed to you. There are multiple services that can provide Content ID for you, but I'm using Identify. And it doesn't cost you anything. When you join to Identify, you are asked to record a clip of one of your tracks and film the screen of your DAW while the track plays. That way they are making sure that you are the creator of that track. However, you have to do this only once when you join. And once you have been accepted, it's very easy and fast to add your tracks here. Go to Upload and select your files. Then process uploads. After upload, you might need to wait a little bit for file to process. Then choose Edit and fill in basic information. And once you're done, hit Submit. And there we have it. Now our release is ready, and once it's release day, I will change my Soundcloud's track status to public as well. If you made a new track along this series, feel free to leave a link to it in the comments. I'd be happy to listen to it. I have lots of ideas for future videos, but you can also leave us suggestions for video topics. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do that if you're interested in lo-fi oriented music production tutorials. I hope this series has been helpful. Take care and keep on producing.